Hey guys, what's going on? And well, I'm a little bit late to the table, let's say. Um, didn't want to get up today, but I am on time normally with my schedule because around noon I usually put the video up. So if we get any viewers in here, we'll find out. But got one in the other day. It doesn't really matter to me if I get any viewers. It would be awesome if I got some viewers, but let's talk about the topic of the day. Welcome back to the Brad Tragick Show. And every Friday, the Brad Tragick Show, that's what I figured out. I figured out one part of the schedule. Friday, I will go live at 11 to noon, somewhere in there. Keep your notifications on. That will mean I will go live at some point on that weekday. The end of the work week, I will go live with the Brad Tragick Show, and I will talk about a certain topic, and we'll see where we're going to go from there. If we get people in here, the question would be for all the people that come in. But today I want to talk about the music that I like, the music that gets me going, the music that I want to talk about the music that truly is awesome to me and what makes me kind of get my blood boiling and the music that I enjoy. And I've always talked about all these different kind of genres and such like that. And and I think I always have a huge spectrum that I talk about on this channel, but I think people understand what kind of music I truly like. Metal is a huge, huge thing for me. I love to listen to metal. Avenged Sevenfold and bands like that is the bands that really get me going. Um, but in all honesty, a lot of times the music that I really get into lately has been, none other than like Skinner and Jimi Hendrix and Jerry Lee Lewis, and these are the kind of bands that I have been really getting into lately. Jerry Lee Lewis, I just keep on going back to the well. Um, Great music. If you've never heard him, you really should check him out. Um, and also found Canned Heat just recently. I'll be doing that review very shortly. That's coming. That's going to be bundled with Jimi Hendrix. But I listen to a wide spectrum of things, and coming up soon, Psychopathic Records will be kind of invaded by me, and I'll be talking a lot about them very, very shortly. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of their people and stuff like that, so I think that will kind of help me to maybe grab some fans of those people. But what really bands do I really like? If I had to narrow it down, and what bands do I truly, truly listen to? I think that I go back to the well tons and tons of time with Marilyn Manson as a genius. If you have never heard his stuff, um, it just something resonates with me, and he can write music very, very well. And I think it's kind of like people always compare him to Ozzy, but I don't think that he really in the writing part of it and everything like that. I don't think that he compares to Ozzy. He really compares to somebody like a Billy Idol or something like that that wrote like just compelling music, and he continues to do it over and over again, and he's still doing it to this day. So it kind of resonates with me, and his music is some of his stuff may be shock uh, material, but I'm just a huge fan of him. I like listening to his music over and over again. I can't see if somebody hasn't checked out Marilyn Manson just because of the what they think he believes in, things like that. It's just music, man. And I don't care about anything, all that other crap. Like I just listen to the music, man. Really listen to is I haven't listened to him in a long time, but I do go to Hank 3 every once in a while. Hank 3 is amazing. Um, Other people, but really, just music is something that has always helped me to get by in any situation I've been in. Music has helped me get, you know, uh, and I think sometimes even when I was and stuff like that for wanting to get into a band and so forth, I would sit there and listen to certain kind of music and it would get me into it. Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, really was a huge person that I listened to, and it really kind of compels me to write lyrics. And um, without a doubt, I like to listen to like Lake of Fire and um, was it Jesus is My Sunbeam and all these other songs that are kind of really slow tempoed and kind of really something that draws emotion. And I like those songs to make me um, hit deep, and that's the kind of music I like when I do that. It's somewhat depressing, and people are like, God, so basically what you're saying, you're listening to suicidal music. Yeah, probably pretty much. Anyways, but that what pulls me in. That's what makes me want to write great lyrics, and I write great poetry when I listen to that stuff. Um, and I continue to do that to this day because I'm not going to give up on writing music. I always will continue to write lyrics for music. I've done it since I was in high school, and much as I used to, but every once in a while when I get an idea, I sit there and I'll write down a lyric and song and I'll do that. But that being said, like I said, I don't do it that often. So the music that gets me going and why it gets me through is, some nights I start drinking, I listen to some good tunes, and it just gets me in this odd mood. And lately I've been kind of trying to figure out if I want to start writing a book. And I started writing a book a couple times, and I got a story going. And then I know I started writing one book, and then now I don't even know where that story went. Like I can't even go back and find it, so I can just start from where I left off or edit it. But I have an idea for a book, and I want to write a very, very deranged book. And I do have one book that I have started writing on, and it's called Screaming Within. And it's kind of like a back and forth of my life and what I've been through. And then there's also like short stories within that and poetry and things like that throughout the book. And the reason why I called it Screaming Within is it's kind of like a kind of a dark side, and it's kind of got my life story going on at the same time, but it's kind of like a conflict within you know uh, your mind as you read this book. You'll learn stuff about me, but then you'll also see my kind of dark side and whatever like that. And the more I think about it, I may turn it into an audiobook later on if I ever finish it. I just need to continue to work on it and write stuff. And I'm having a trouble writing it. It's the fact that um, I want to put the right emphasis into it, and I want to put all my stories into it. Like, so any kind of story that I hear from like my grandparents and things like that, I kind of want to put it in there that changed me, stuff, stories and things like that. And it's going to be kind of a darker book, but I kind of wonder if I should go in that really, really dark way, or if I should kind of leave it a little bit light so that, um, I guess I should say, is people don't think I'm totally crazy, and so that it sort of could reach a mainstream audience, which I'm not trying to be like a best-selling author or anything. I just want to release, that's what I think I want to do. It's one of my goals. So do I want to be a fiction artist, or do I want to be this kind of artist? Which I think this kind of thing might actually be my kind of forte. But doing fiction, I have a lot of great ideas, and I think that I could write a pretty good fiction book as well. But I kind of write like probably like a fourth grader in terms of what kind of stories I want to create and how I write the stories. So um, other thought I'm doing is, or other thoughts going through my mind is to write the story, but then have somebody, go in Fiverr and have somebody, story, um, fix the grammatical errors and have it kind of look right. And because I'm sure you could pay somebody to do it on Fiverr, there's tons of people on Fiverr to do that. But so that's kind of the way music kind of molds me, do those kind of things. So um, it's kind of interesting that music has kind of changed in the way it affects me. Um, Now, lately, I can't listen to music like on the way to work, on the way home, and it kind of sucks. I don't really get to listen to music all the time, but when I do listen to it, like I said, I pick and choose, and sometimes I do it for the channel. And when I do, I kind of try and find some band that I'm somewhat interested in. But sometimes I would like to go outside the box. I like to pick a band I've really just never heard. And I want to tell people that I have subscribed. Once again, it'll ruin my feed. I subscribe to a bunch of different music things on YouTube, and I'm going to be getting some kind of lesser known bands on the channel that I'm going to be talking about. So that's kind of cool. It seems to have reactionary qualities when I go after the unknown bands that and either one, they're so little and local that, or so little and it's such a newer signed band that they like the attention, and they probably say, "Hey, this one guy reviewed me. Go watch this," and that happens, or it just flat out doesn't get any reviews at all. So that's kind of the actions that's kind of why I want to start doing those a little bit. It's not going to be all the time, and I noticed that rappers kind of draw views as well. So the music that I listen to has kind of changed for certain reasons, but metal has always been my core. You know, I went to work, I think, last week, and I was able to drive. I listened to, Pantera. I listened to a local band here in town called Thorn, for Memory. I don't even know if they're together anymore, but I still have their CD, and I love their music that they did create. So I'll hold on for that. And there's another band. I wish I had their CD, and I think I still do. Um, but you can find it on YouTube right now. I need to find a CD of theirs somewhere. I would love to find it because I think the dude went to another band now. That's in so that I know in the band. Anyway, a lot of things going on. I talked about it. I did a video yesterday. It was kind of vloggy. Look for that to go up. I actually have the same shirt on that I wore in those videos I recorded yesterday. And I was kind of feeling kind of weird yesterday. I wasn't feeling kind of up to it, going into work and all that jazz. So kind of took a day for myself. I just needed it. Every once in a while, you just need to take an extra day. And it happens. You just got to make sure you're not going to get in trouble at work, and just be aware. And sometimes it just pops up on you, and it's like, hey, this happens. So working on, movie wise, I've watched actually some other movies, and I haven't recorded. Gotta get them uploaded. So also working on a schedule is what I also talked about on that uh, video that I talked about. I don't think it wasn't the one yesterday, because yesterday was wrestling. Talked about wrestling, and the day before was another live. So 3 days in a row, I've shot live videos. Basically because the night before I kind of forgot to record stuff. So that's basically what happened there. Or not record stuff, upload stuff. Yeah. So I had the videos recorded. Shortly throughout the weekend, I may put up the boring videos that people probably won't watch. I think I lost the only viewer I had. So I had two one time at the beginning, and they kind of went in and out, and then whatever. But kind of cool, interesting things going on. Viewers, because I tried to do that the other day, and nothing happened anyway. So anyway, so whoever was in there, thank you for watching. If you watched the whole video over again, I'm going about to end this video. Call it a day. About a half an hour is probably good enough. I don't even know what time I get on here, but what time is it now? I think I've been probably going for like 20 minutes or so. But I don't know what else to talk about, really. I could continue to talk for a little bit because the Pride Tragic show, it's just a lot of crazy stuff. I guess I could talk about Donald Trump a little bit. Let's talk about what's trending. Donald Trump. This whole Comey stuff. I don't, and see, I wanted to make a video about this, and I talked about this kind of a little bit at the end of my vloggy thing, and I talked about, kind of this what about the channel uh, I've been working on and stuff like that to make better, and ultimately, I want to make trendy videos, and I want to kind of make sure that I'm on the trend things and so forth. But here is the problem. I don't want to talk about something that I don't have all the details, but in my opinion, I respect Trump for what he is doing, and he's got people surrounding him that if he was going to make a completely absurd decision to do, would stop him. So there must be something behind what he's doing that makes sense, or people would be like, okay, no, you can't do this. So there must be something that is making him do this and fire these people. And I know that it's like the third or fourth person he's fired, but It's, he's trying. Oh my lord, the Attack of the God Monster. All right. Um, but he's trying to make a better government. And that's what he's trying to do. And he's talked about that from day one on his campaign. And I think that if people would pay attention to what he said on his campaign trail, people think he's going to stray from that, which he has a little bit, but not too much. I don't think he's strayed that much. He's probably, it's just like every president. They tell you a bunch of different stuff, and and Trump's the one that I can remember since I have voted and I paid attention to politics. The only one recently that I have known that has talked about a bunch of stuff and did like a bunch of stuff that he talked about in his campaign. Most of the time, presidents talk about a bunch of stuff and promise you all this, and then none of it gets done, and maybe only one thing happens. So Trump has delivered like numerous things that he said he was going to do. He's trying to get rid of Obamacare, and I think I don't even know what's going on with Obamacare right now. But the Comey firing, FBI director. I mean, I don't know. There's things going on, and if he went to, and here's my thing: if he went to somebody and was trying to ask questions, and they probably just didn't respect Trump at all, and if they're giving him a runaround and they're not really giving him any answers, and he just doesn't feel like the guy's doing a good job. He runs businesses. Like Trump knows what he's doing. If he knows somebody's him hauling him ass, not doing anything, you know what's going to happen. You're going to get fired, just like in any other job. So yeah, and on top of this, Obamacare, good in theory. It's what we wanted. I was somewhat excited for it when it was going to happen, but then we heard about the things that was going to happen during it, like you'd get fined if you didn't have insurance and all this other stuff. And I'm like, whoa, 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 that's not what we wanted. Obama, what'd you do? So Obama tried to get things done at the end of this presidency, but failed so miserably. And the thing about this too is people want to blame Obama as well, and you want to blame George W. Bush as well. But there's other people involved within the government that you have to please in order to get bills made. And that's the problem with Trump right now. He's having to fight with people, and I think that's why he's probably trying to somewhat go around and try to make nice with everybody. And I would not doubt if some of these firings have to do with making nice with people in the government so that you can make way for people to come in and to make other people happy. Who knows? Maybe somebody in the Senate or somebody in the House or somebody in Congress wanted Comey gone. So he said, hey, I'll do it for you. I'll get him gone. And they said, all right, you got my vote. Those things could happen. You never know. And Trump's probably one of those people. He's a business person. He's a shrewd business person. He does things like that. And he, probably does a lot of things to turn heads in the business world. He's a multi-million-dollar asset to the country right now because he knows how to talk to people. He's a great businessman, and it's not something we've seen before in the government, not that I know of. I don't think we've ever had a businessman in the White House, and they talk about that numerously on the news that we've never had a businessman in the White House, and he's running the country like a business. And I think it's maybe one of the best things in the world right now. And I think the international affairs is the one thing that we were worried about, and that's what's going on. And we haven't heard much about it, but I think one of the reasons why Comey may have been fired too, is to draw attention away from the North Korea thing, so we'll stop talking about it. Uh, yeah, that's kind of one of my things that I always talked about on here when I did talk about politics is that why are we talking about things like who we're going to attack and all this other stuff? It's like, why are we talking about this? Like, you don't think that they follow social media? You don't think that they watch videos of Americans? They're going to watch videos of Americans, you morons. Stop talking about it. They know we're coming. It's like, you stupid. Like, knock it off. So, yeah, and for the politics, like I said, I don't know a lot about politics, but I'll chime in every once in a while, but I don't want to just spilling empty rants, But as far as, I mean, I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for him. We needed somebody else. And I don't think if you were voting, you didn't really have a choice. Really? Did you vote for Hillary? Why would you vote for Hillary? Why? Why'd you vote for Hillary? She was a moron. You can tell she was lying. She was being crooked. Uh, Things were not adding up on her campaign. Like she just didn't make any sense. Like like for the first half of her campaign, I understand people were probably with her, but then the second half, she just started doing weird stuff, and I think Trump was throwing her off her game and doing stuff to just make her go crazy. And she probably just like, what is going on? Who is this person I'm up against? And I think a lot of people, even me, thinks, he's not going to win. Trump's not going to win. But I'm going to vote for him anyway. And then a lot of people seen past Hillary and said, what does she even stand for? Because Trump was promising all these great things and things like that, and Hillary wasn't really trying to win us over at all. She thought she had it in the bag. And I think that's one of the problems too, is that she thought she had it in the bag. She didn't even try, it seemed like at times. I'm watching stuff on Trump and I'm like, why is Hillary not putting stuff out? Like, why is she not really doing much? And I never really seen anything. And the whole entire time Trump was running for president and made it to the finals, even before on him, they were talking about, oh, this guy, oh, he's probably not going to make it. He's in trouble with the people now, blah blah blah. He became president. It happened. So my political views, whatever they may be, if you do not like them, I apologize. I'm sorry, but that's the way I am. So I'm going to go ahead and end this, get ready for work. Getting up early kind of sucks. I didn't want to do it. But for now, thank you.